Words are important because they help us communicate our thoughts to others. Whether through speaking or writing, words can immediately convey numerous meanings. Since desktop application is primarily about communication, it deals a lot with words. So for our lesson 2, let's deal with the processes in word processing. At the end of this lesson, the student will be able to be familiar with the basic operations in word processing and be acquainted with the process and commands of Microsoft Word. Let's have a short review. Okay? Are you able to recognize which letters of the alphabet are missing from this main keyboard? Okay, here are the answers. Okay, again, are you able to recognize which letters of the alphabet are missing from this keyboard? So we have letter Q, E, T, I, P, S, H, L, Z, C, and M. Again, as your reference point, we have A, S, D, F, okay, then J, K, L, semicolon. Before we start learning about desktop publishing, we have to go back to the basics of word processing. Word processing refers to the use of a computer in order to create, manipulate, and print documents. In order to do this, we need a word processing program like Scribus, Microsoft Word, or Corel Word Perfect. With these programs, we can produce and revise documents, store them in our disk drive or flash drive, then modify them or produce hard copies of them with a printer. Compared to a typewriter, a word processing software is more convenient to use because we can make corrections without having to retype the entire document. There are also more choices in terms of formats. These formats include fonts, paragraph layouts, columns, tables, inserts, and even a change tracker option for editing documents. Due to these difficult features, word processing is quicker compared to just using non-computing tools, for example, a typewriter. Okay, so this lesson focuses primarily on the basic actions in word processing using the Microsoft Word. Assuming that Word is already installed in your computer, these are the steps on how to start the program. Okay, so for the first one, you need to turn on, of course, the computer and log into Windows. Click the Start button and click Word from the selection of all the installed applications within Windows. Okay, so let's have a video for this one. Again, class, assuming that Windows is already installed in your computer, so these are the steps on how to start the program. Okay, just turn on the computer and log into Windows. As you can see, I already turned on my computer. Just click the Start button and all the programs in your computer is visible now. Okay, so you can just look for the word, okay, or you can just have the shortcut in your desktop, okay. So here are the steps in typing, erasing, and editing the text. For the first one, just click the File tab, then click the New button to create a new document or press Ctrl plus N. Again, just press Ctrl plus N as your keyboard shortcut. On the right panel, choose the blank document. Begin typing to go to the next line and press Enter. To delete a character, position the cursor to the right of the character you want to erase and just press backspace. Or you can position the cursor to the left of the character you want to erase and press delete. To delete a block of text, highlight the section by clicking and dragging the mouse, or just press backspace and delete. You can also do this using the keyboard keys by holding Shift, then using the arrow keys, highlight the text that you want to delete.
Whether or not you're using OneDrive, in Word, most new projects begin the same way, with creating or opening a new blank document. All you have to do is go to the Backstage view and choose New. If you prefer to start from scratch, go ahead and click the thumbnail that says Blank Document, and you can get straight to work. But you can also start with a template. You'll find them in the very same place in the Backstage view. A template is a file that comes with its own design and sometimes placeholders for your content. They make it easy to create professional-looking documents without a lot of time and effort. You can browse the ones you see here, or you can search for something specific. If you see a template you like, just click to view a preview. Then click the Create button. Opening an existing document is also very easy. Again, you'll want to go to the Backstage view, but this time click Open in the left pane. If the document you're looking for is something you've worked on recently, it might be listed under Recent Documents. In fact, you can pin certain documents here, so you always have access to your most frequently used files. All you have to do is move your cursor over the file, then click the Push Pin icon. To unpin it, click the icon again. You can pin as many documents as you want. If the file you're looking for hasn't been opened recently, just look to the other options. For example, under OneDrive, you can access files that are saved online to your OneDrive account. Under this PC, you can access files that are saved locally. Or you can click Browse, then select the workbook you want. When you're ready, click Open, and the document will appear. Now you know how to create and open documents in Word. The foundation of text in Word is simple. Just click on your document and type. You can use the spacebar on your keyboard to add spaces, and if you want to start a new line, just press Enter. If you make a mistake like I did, that's okay. You can press Backspace or Delete to fix it. You can also use your keyboard's arrow keys to move the insertion point up, down, left, or right. This is useful if you only need to move a few spaces or lines at a time, but you can also jump over entire words at a time. Hold the Control key and press the left or right arrow keys to jump over one word at a time. There may come a time when you need to work with text in your document, maybe to copy and paste it or to move it to a different location. To do that, you need to know how to select text first. The text I'd like to select is the business name, H2O. You can see it here at the top of the list. Just click, hold, and drag your mouse over the text, then let go. See how it's highlighted gray? That means the text is selected. This little box is the Hover toolbar, which gives you easy access to formatting options like font color, size, and more. There's actually more than one way to select text. You can use the method I just showed you, or you can move the cursor to the left of your text until it becomes a right slanted arrow. If you position the arrow to the left of the line that you want to highlight and click once, you'll select that line of text. You can click and drag up or down to select as many lines as you want. To select all the lines in an entire file, go to the Select command on the Home tab and choose Select All. Pressing the Control key and A key on your keyboard at the same time will also select all the text. Now that we know how to select text, let's try copy and paste. Just click the Copy command on the ribbon, choose where you want the text to go, then click Paste. You can also get to these commands by right-clicking in the document. For example, to cut and paste, start by selecting your text, then right-click, and choose Cut. The original text will disappear, and now we can paste it anywhere we want by right-clicking again. Paste options determine how the text is going to look, ranging from exactly like the original to the same text but without any formatting. I'm going to keep the formatting because I like the way it looks with each item on the list. If you want to move a selection of text from one place to another, you can use the drag and drop method. Let's skip to the bottom of the document so I can show you how it works. First, select the text you want to move. Now click, hold, and drag where you want it to go. You may need to do some rearranging to make sure it ends up the way you want. If you make a mistake or change your mind, you can use the Undo button on the toolbar to undo the last action. To the right is the Redo button. This allows you to reverse the last undo. And here's a tip if you ever need an unusual symbol in one of your documents, for example, a copyright symbol. I actually need to add a trademark symbol after the company slogan. All you have to do is go to the Insert tab, then click the Symbol command, and find the symbol you need. Now you know the basics, including cut, copy, and paste, drag and drop, undo and redo. Everything you need to work with text in Word.
When you need to replace a word or phrase and all its occurrences repeatedly, you can use the Find features of Word to make the changes. This saves you the time of going through the entire document and changing each word one by one. So here are the steps. Under the Home tab, in the Editing group, click Find or press Ctrl plus F, again Ctrl plus F as your keyboard shortcut, so this will appear on the screen. Click the drop-down button and choose Advanced Search, and click a dialog box will appear. Enter the details as per in the Replace tab, clicking the Replace All button. It will automatically be replaced the indicated words with the new words you have supplied.
In long documents like this one, I sometimes have trouble finding a specific word or phrase that I know is in there somewhere. The Find feature can help by searching the document for you. Click the Find command on the ribbon, then type the word or phrase you're looking for. The results will show up in the left pane and will also be highlighted in yellow. You can use the arrows here to jump to each instance of the word. If it's a word that appears multiple times, you can scroll through a list of the results. At times, you may find that you've made a mistake throughout your document, or you need to swap a certain word or phrase for another. For that, you can use the Replace command instead. I actually need to change Sewanee Review to the abbreviation SR. Now, when you're ready, click Find Next in the dialog box, then click Replace. Replace All can save you even more time by changing every instance in the document automatically. When it comes to using Replace All, though, it's important to remember that it could find matches you didn't anticipate and might not want to actually change. Generally speaking, you don't want to use Replace All because it doesn't give you the option of skipping anything you don't want to change. So you should only use this option if you're absolutely sure that it won't replace anything you didn't intend it to. Now that you know how to use Find and Replace, you can put this time-saving technique to work in your Word documents.
Let's now proceed to spelling, grammar, and the sound use in MS Word. So we will be doing on how to check spelling, how to check grammar, and how to access the sound use. Let's get started. To check spelling, okay, so the first thing to do is to right-click the word underlined with red jagged lines to view the suggested correction. Next is a menu will appear with the choices for corrections. Just choose the correction that is most appropriate and click it in order to change the word. So class, to check the spelling of the word, you can just right-click the word underlined with red jagged lines to view the suggested correction.
Okay, a menu will appear with the choices for corrections. Okay, choose the correction that is most appropriate and click it in order to change the word. Okay, in this example, we have the word physically. Okay, I'll just correct the word and the spelling of the word physically.
Class, to check grammar, of course, the first thing to do is to right-click any part of the sentence underlined with green check lines, or for some it is blue check lines, to view the suggested correction. A menu will appear with the choices for corrections. Choose the correction that is most appropriate and click it in order to revise the sentence. You may also replace parts of the sentence being checked by typing the correction yourself instead of choosing from the options presented. To recheck the whole document for spelling and grammar errors, just press F7.
To check the grammar class, just right-click any part of the sentence underlined with green jagged lines or blue jagged lines to view the suggested correction. Of course, a menu will appear with the choices for corrections. Choose the correction that is most appropriate and click it in order to revise the sentence. You may also replace parts of the sentence being checked by typing the correction yourself instead of choosing from the options presented. Okay? To recheck the whole document for spelling and grammar errors, just press F7. Okay?
Class, to access the thesaurus, okay? To search for a word synonym, highlight the word and right-click it. Position your mouse pointer over synonyms for the sub-menu to appear. You may choose from the selection of groups if any suggestion is given in the sub-menu, or you may proceed to the next step. Select thesaurus. Choose from the selection of words provided. Another way to do this is to highlight the word and press Shift plus F7.
Okay, class. So to access the thesaurus, okay, just search for a word synonym, highlight the word, and right-click it. Okay, so for this passage, we have the word fullness. Just right-click it, okay? Position your mouse pointer over synonyms, of course, for the submenu to appear, okay? So here are the synonyms of the word fullness, okay? You may choose from the selection of words if any suggestion is given in the menu, or you may proceed to the next step. Just select thesaurus, choose from the selection of words provided. Okay, so for fullness, we have the roundness, plumpness, chubbiness, ampleness, pudginess, okay, richness, completeness, okay. So you may choose from the following words.
Class, let's discuss how to save, retrieve, and print documents. Class, in saving file, just click the File tab, then click the Save As button. The Save As panel will appear. You can choose among the recent folders listed or click the Browse button to choose other locations. Okay? Upon clicking any folder or the Browse button, the Save As dialog box will appear, asking you which location you want to save the file and the file name you want for it. Okay? Click the Save button when you have entered the details. If saving at any time after the first save, press Ctrl plus S. Again, the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus S, or click the Save button in the Quick Access toolbar.
Many features in Office, including Word, are geared towards saving and sharing your files online. This is done through OneDrive, an online storage space for your documents and files that lets you access them even when you're away from your computer. If you want to use OneDrive, make sure you're logged into Word with your Microsoft account. First, let's take a look at the regular Save command on the Quick Access toolbar. Just click And if it's a new document, you'll be taken to the Backstage view, where you can choose where to save your file. For now, let's save it to our computer. Click the Browse button to choose a location for your document, then enter a file name, and click Save when you're done. Now you can save at any time by clicking the icon. If you want to save a different version, maybe in a different location or with a different file name, you can go to Save As in the Backstage view and follow the same steps. Again, you'll have the option of saving to OneDrive or to this PC. But if you primarily save files to your computer, you may want to change the default setting so this PC is always selected. To do that, click Options in the Backstage view, then select Save in the left pane. Now check the box that reads Save to Computer by default. When you're done, click OK. If you ever forget to save, or if your computer crashes while you're working, don't worry. The Auto Recovery feature saves a backup copy of your document automatically. To recover an unsaved file, all you have to do is reopen Word, and the Document Recovery pane should appear on the left. Here you can access any recovered versions of the file. By default, Word auto-saves a backup copy every 10 minutes, so if you're working on something for less than 10 minutes, you may not be able to use this.
Class, to open a previously saved file, just click the File tab, then click the Open button, or just press Ctrl+O. Again, the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl+O, okay, in opening a previously saved file. Then, the Open dialog box will appear. Select the drive or folder where you saved the document and look for the file there. Then select the file or type its name in the empty field and click Open.
To open a previously saved file, just click the File tab, then click the Open button, or press Ctrl+O. Okay, so you will be redirected to this dialog box. Okay, select the drive or folder where you saved the document and look for the file there. Okay, select the file or type its name in the empty field and click Open.
In printing a copy of the document, okay, so just click the File tab, then click Print, or simply press Ctrl+P. Again, the keyboard shortcut in printing a document, of course, it is Ctrl+P. Okay, the Print Backstage view will appear. You may include other specifications on how you would want the document to be printed out. Then click the Print button to print the document.
To print a copy of the document, just click the File tab, then click Print, or simply press Ctrl+P. So the Print Backstage view will appear. You may indicate other specifications on how you would want the document to be printed out. For example, you can customize the copies. You can have 2 copies, and then you can print all pages. Okay, you can customize your print. Okay, just print the current page. In here you can customize the paper sizes and the normal margins. Okay, then click the Print button to print the document.
Class, Word has a default page set up for new files. However, you can adjust the margins, paper size, and layout if you need to do so. Under the Page Layout tab, go to the Page Setup group and click the dialog box. This will open the dialog box that allows you to input the changes. Just click OK to set the changes you want to apply.
Word, you may want to change elements of your page layout depending on the type of document you're working on and how you plan to print it. For example, the orientation on this job application is landscape or horizontal, but it's not really working for me. The form is getting cut off at the bottom and continuing onto a second page. I'd like to change the orientation to portrait or vertical instead. To do this, go to the Layout tab, then click Orientation, and choose Portrait. The text is still continuing onto the second page, but that's okay. I'm planning to print this on legal paper, which is a bit bigger than normal, so I'm going to change the paper size now to reflect that. Just click Size, and choose a paper size from the menu. There, that's much better. You can also choose a custom size for your document if that's what you need. For example, here's an invitation that's going to be printed on special 5x7 cardstock. To choose a custom size, just click the command again, then click More Paper Sizes at the bottom. Here you can adjust the width or the height to anything you need. When you're done, click OK to save and close the dialog box. Let's switch back to our job application. You can customize the page layout even more by adjusting the margins. All you have to do is click the Margins command. Here you can choose one of the predefined sizes, or as with paper size, you can customize your margins depending on what you need. Just go back to the Margins command, then click Custom Margins. The Page Setup dialog box will appear. I'm going to make the margins just a little bit wider at 0.75 inches instead of 0.5. When you're done, click OK. Did you notice anything special about the Page Setup dialog box? The truth is, it's not just for margins. It lets you adjust all the layout options that we've talked about in this video. To access it again, click the small arrow in the corner of the Page Setup group. Now you can fine-tune all your settings in one place, including margins, orientation, paper size, and more.
Text and paragraphs can be formatted by using the command buttons under the Home tab. To apply the different font styles, select any part of the document. Under the Home tab in the Font group, click the dialog box launcher or just press Ctrl+D. Set the changes in the different options. Click OK to set the changes you want to apply.
In Microsoft Word, the look and feel of your document has a lot to do with the formatting choices you make. If we added some formatting to this flyer, for example, we could really make the text stand out so it grabs the reader's attention. I'd like to start by selecting the text that says For Rent and making it bigger, like a proper title. Just go to the Font group on the Home tab and locate the font size box. You can enter the exact font size you want or click the drop-down arrow to select one. You'll see a preview of the results as you go down the list. I think 48 looks good. Maybe we could go a little bigger though. Shrink and Grow are two other options for quickly changing the size of your text. All you have to do is click the command and perfect. To change the actual font, click the drop-down arrow here. Then make your way down the list. You'll get that live preview again. I think I'll go with this one. So, how about some color? To view your options, click the arrow next to the Font Color command. You can go with one of the theme colors here, or if you don't see anything you like, go ahead and click More Colors. This peach color should look nice with the color scheme we already have. Another way to make your text stand out is to use bold, italic, or underline. Bold should be a good choice in this example. Now the text really calls attention to what I'm advertising. I wonder what it would look like in all uppercase, though. Luckily, I don't have to retype it. I can just use the Change Case command to change it automatically. Excellent. Let's take a look at the rest of the flyer. As you can see, there's something I need to double-check before I print the final copy. I think I'll use the highlighter tool to mark it. That way, I'll remember to fix it later. Just click the arrow next to the command that says Text Highlight Color, then choose the color you want. Yellow should be just fine. Now for the finishing touch, adjusting the placement or alignment of the text. We'll start by selecting all the text on the flyer. The alignment commands can be found in the paragraph group. Your options include left, center, right, and justified. I think centered is what I had in mind. It makes the flyer look much more professional. And there we go. What a big difference formatting can make.
Class, let's discuss how to preview a document and the view options. To preview a document, class, okay, so just click on the File tab, then click Print option. A preview of your work will appear on the right-hand pane along with the printer settings and printing options for the current documents. And then click the File tab again to return to the original document view.
Class, to preview a document, just click on the File tab and then click the Print option. A preview of your work will appear on the right-hand pane along with the printer settings and printing options for the current documents. So click the File tab again to return to the original document view. But I am using Microsoft 365, so all I have to do is to click this arrow left button.
Class, to magnify or shrink the document view, so under the View tab in the Zoom group, click the Zoom button. Select from the choices in the dialog box, okay? And click OK to apply the changes. Class, you may also use the Zoom slider to quickly change the level of magnification for your document.
To magnify or shrink the document view, so under the View tab, we have the Zoom group. So in the Zoom group, click the Zoom button, okay? So select from the choices in the dialog box. You can have your document zoom to 100%, 75%, or 200%, okay? So if you are satisfied with 100%, just click OK to apply the changes. You may also use the zoom slider, okay, to quickly change the level of magnification for your document. Okay.
Class, that's all for today. If you have any questions or clarifications, feel free to send me a message via Messenger. Goodbye!